Ubisoft is making a ton of very, very bad changes to Rainbow Six Siege that I think are probably running to end up killing the game if they keep making decisions like this. So, to start off, they're removing the ability to cook frag grenades, which, in and of itself, it seems like a pretty understandable change. A typical Ubisoft change, but the issue, in my opinion, is the reasons why. Plus, it's a terrible change anyway. But the reasons why it's being changed is the problem. One of the main reasons it's getting changed is because they want to make it so that defenders actually have a chance to react when there's a grenade thrown at them, instead of just having a fully cooked grenade lobbed at them, ready to go. And this brings me on to what the change is going to be. The change is going to be, instead of being able to cook the grenade, it will detonate 2 seconds after hitting a surface. But the thing is there were counters for defenders to utilize, to allow them to not have to deal with these grenades being fully cooked and lobbed at them. One of the best counters, in my opinion, was Womai, because his discs would reset that timer on the grenade, catch the grenade, pull it towards his Womai disc, and boom. That gives you time to reposition, move, or even that grenade would literally blow up on the attacker, depending on where that Womai disc was placed. But another one, he has been in the game for ages, is Jaeger. Jaeger's ADS, as long as the grenade is within the effective range of the ADS, will just destroy the fucking grenade. But no, I don't think Ubisoft plays their own game, because they're nerfing grenades to counter issues that are countered by just having the right operators on your side. And then another reason they are changing the grenades is so attackers aren't picked solely because they have grenades, which that is probably the only fair change, if you ask me. But even so, I don't really think many operators are being picked for their grenades like that. I mean, I get it in some lobbies, yes. But another thing that I feel like they need to take into account is grenades are good for destroying utility through soft floor, soft walls, shit like that. It's a good way to safely dispatch and remove utility that otherwise is kind of like a sore spot, a hard thing to push. This was especially apparent during the utility meta, where you would have to spend a lot of time removing utility that existed, because Ubisoft, oh, the game's too defender favored, so what we'll do is we'll add stupid shit that cannot be destroyed without being too close or just blowing it up. And there are still things that can't be destroyed. Malusi Gadget got better. You can destroy it now, but it's still something you'd probably just blow up. Aruni gates cannot be destroyed. They are there permanently, so long as they are shot back into working order. Still there. It's always there. And it just doesn't make sense. And another thing is, back with the grenades being able to destroy utility, this is probably a change that is going to negatively affect the people they pander to the most, which is Pro League. Because Pro League used grenades in ways that I don't think a lot of people really do. I mean, higher reload play, yes, but Pro League uses grenades to get rid of utility through floors, and hell, sometimes even get a lucky pick. But if they're worried about getting picks through floors with a well-cooked grenade, one, you have to be really well-timed and know exactly what you're doing to do that kind of thing, right? You have to know what you're doing to cook said grenade and get it to destroy your bandit charges, your mute jammers, if the electro claw is placed bad, that, and to kill a defender. And you have to have a drone to get that defender to begin with, unless it is a very common spot. And even so, a way that you could counter the problem as a defender is listen for drones and try to move more, I know you shouldn't move constantly, but repositioning is always smart, especially after you've been found out. But I think this is going to negatively affect Pro League, which might start hurting the scene a little bit. And another huge change that they're making that I'm not particularly fond of is the removal of terrorist hunt for the AI defense training, like the AI defenders, which you have to attack, and map training and target training, which map training and target training already kind of what terrorist hunt was for, at least to me. I mean I know I mostly use house is my like map of choice. It's just the easiest one, and I use it more for aim training. I for the most part understand these maps, but a lot of people do use T Hunt to map train, to learn maps, and to, train their aim. And I get the new aim training, like the target training thing. The new target training, I guess it's fine because they're pre-placed like crash dummy things that do shoot back, but it's so you can learn how to pick your corners and swing things. But I don't think T Hunt had to be removed outright to support these new modes. I think they could have been implemented into T Hunt, but I I guess not. I guess that's just not what Ubisoft believes. And you know, weird changes like this have been in effect for a while. Like the quick match change. Quick match got changed, so things are now auto reinforced and auto rotates are placed. But you know, some of these reinforcements and rotates are not rotates and reinforcements that actual people would want to put down. And quick matches is already not really a game mode that people are really taking all that seriously. So I mean, if you ask me, it should be up to the player. And if you want to go open site strat, let them go open site strat. We should not have to go throw a standard or unranked match to do stupid shit. That is what quick match was for. Quick match was for fun, and they went and ruined it by changing it, making it kind of weird to play. And I mean, I appreciate standard. Standard was a pretty good change. I like standard instead of unranked, but I can't get over what they did to change the game. The game modes that have been in the game for years that they really didn't need to change. Quick play did not need to be changed. And I've been being plagued by issues like this for a while, and I've only been on the game for 4 years. Just imagine what the people who've been around since before Operation Health had to deal with. Right? I've only seen the removal of certain things, like bullet holes being peekable. I've seen that go away. I've seen Malusi at the start being overpowered. I've seen plenty of operators be pretty strong. But there are people out here who have sat through Operation Health, which was it was a full operation, like a full season, to fix bugs, to iron out issues with the game, because this game, for those of you who don't know, was built in the engine that Assassin's Creed uses. It's not really built for multiplayer games, especially not shooters. Of course, it gets the job done because, Siege exists and it's relatively alright, but I don't know. I think it was kind of a weird call on Ubisoft to do that. But I don't know. Even with all that, it's just a weird change. And another really big issue that I have personally is they're doing a lot of very unnecessary map reworks, or at least two in the recent couple of years that I know of. In my opinion, anyway. The Outback rework, I don't think Outback needed that rework. They did it to make the game less defender favored on Outback, yet they made Outback more defender favored in the rework. It makes no sense. And that is a very big community thing. The community doesn't like that change either. And another big rework was the console rework. We don't even know what the hell they were trying to do with the console rework. And I don't think the console rework belongs. Consulate was fine the way it was. And another very huge problem, another big rework that they did recently was Rank 2.0. Rank 2.0, basically everyone starts at the same thing and has to climb their way from Copper 5 up to where they belong. but you need to play a few seasons for the game to even know where you belong to start off with. And a huge problem is, one, new players who are trying to play ranked. If they're playing at the beginning of the season, or hell, even if they're not, they're kind of screwed. Because no matter what, you will be dealing with either a player that doesn't belong in the rank, like you could be facing a diamond player that hasn't played ranked yet, or just started, and you could be like a genuine copper player fighting someone you do not need to be fighting against, and that's a very unfair advantage. And another huge thing that they added, or unintentionally added, was they kind of started promoting boosting, because now you can play with anybody. You can be in any rank, playing with any rank. It doesn't matter. Which, this is a huge boosting promoter, because I've personally went against people who were fucking diamond players playing with coppers, like in stacks with coppers. And like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I'm in bronze. I'm not a good player, right? And I'm not just complaining to complain, but I just don't think rank should be the way it is, and the community thinks the same thing. But Ubisoft is staying so firm on this change. It just doesn't make sense. And, we're getting to a point where a game we once loved for being so unique, Rainbow Six Siege, a really good tactical 5v5 first-person shooter, is kind of going down the shitter. And I'm getting to a point where I might not even be able to play the game anymore. I might make one more video on it and stop making videos on it in general. Like, just completely. Because, at the end of the day, they're just making changes I don't agree with, and they're really ruining the game. And I know a lot of people are agreeing with me. Even like big players on pro teams like Jinxie agree with this. That the game is just kind of going in a direction that it should not be going in right now. And I don't know if I'm here for it. But at the end of the day, I'm just some nerd ranting about a fucking video game online when I could be doing way better things with my time. With that said, I'm about done here. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. If you have any opinions you'd like to share, you should leave that shit in the comments. I'd really love to know what you guys think about past changes or recent changes or changes coming up that you may not agree with or do agree with. And with that said, I'm out.